Welcome. So today we're talking about There Was an Old Lady Who Swallowed a Fly. And the version I'm using is the Child's Play version illustrated by Pam Adams. I like this version for a couple different reasons, and as we go along I'll talk about why. So let's get going. There Was an Old Lady was actually one of the first books that I started reading to rhythm. And I'm not really sure why, which swallowed a fly, why, right? But I'm not really sure why. It just sort of stuck with me, and this really energetic rhythm came to me as I read the rhyme scheme and as I read it a couple different times. You might be able to hear my toe tapping along right now. Because if you just read this book, it'll go pretty quickly, right? There was an old lady who swallowed a fly. I don't know why she swallowed a fly. Perhaps she'll die. Or even less dramatic, perhaps she'll die. I like to take that and make a kind of adventure out of it. I think the rhyme really lends itself to some playfulness. So this is what I do with it. I start by slowly raising my hand, maybe do a little spirit fingers if you're feeling it. And I'll be like, there. And once I see that the room is with me, kids are raising their hands or engaged, and however they're able to be engaged, there. I'll go right down into the beat. So it sounds like, there was an old lady who swallowed a fly. I don't know why she swallowed a fly. Perhaps she'll die. And that's the central driving rhythm behind it. That bup, 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 bup. So that's where you keep going. And as the pages progress, it goes like this. There was an old lady who swallowed a spider that wriggled and wriggled and jiggled inside her. She swallowed the spider to catch the fly. I don't know why she swallowed the fly. Perhaps she'll die. So this is the beat. Take that pause between the page. And one reason that I like this version of it so much are these cutouts and these large illustrations. I think it's great for students whose visual systems might have some differences. The cutouts kind of lend this fun 3D effect, and it makes it a little more clear which animals have been eaten, right? We have the animal that's coming up in the bottom left corner of all these pages. So it can feel a little confusing. Sometimes as I'm talking to students, I might be like, oh, which animal is going to go next? And most of the time, after reading this book a few times, they're able to say, the cat. Sometimes it's still a little unclear which is next and which is now, the cat or the bird. And so this cutout is a sort of fun visual reference of like inside the old lady's belly is the fly, the spider, and the bird. And this iteration, or this publication rather, really gives you that tool as an educator, right? It's part of the effect of the book. It's a cutout book, but in a classroom setting or even working at home with a younger reader, it's a nice tool and a nice reference to have. Just keep going. And if this beat is too fast, you could even slow it down. And feel free to modulate the speed, right? You can ask students whether they want to read really, really fast or really, really slow. So slow might go kind of fun like this. There was an old lady who swallowed a bird. How absurd to swallow a bird. She swallowed the bird to catch the spider. Right? And that's different from she swallowed the bird to catch the spider that wriggled and wiggled and jiggled inside her. She swallowed the spider to catch the fly. I don't know why she swallowed the fly. Perhaps she'll die. So have some fun with it. Modulate the speeds, mix it up, ask the students and the readers which way they'd like to hear it. So now the cat. And this is where the language of this version really gets fun. And I think as a reader, as the one reading aloud, you should have some fun with it. So I'll show you what I mean in these next 2 pages. There was an old lady who swallowed a cat. Well, fancy that. She swallowed a cat. She swallowed the cat to catch the bird. How absurd to swallow a bird. She swallowed the bird to catch the spider that wriggled and wiggled and jiggled inside her. She swallowed the spider to catch the fly. I don't know why she swallowed the fly. Perhaps she'll die. There was an old lady who swallowed a dog. What a hog to swallow a dog. She swallowed the dog to catch the cat. Well, fancy that. She swallowed a cat. She swallowed the cat to catch the bird. How absurd to swallow a bird. She swallowed the bird to catch the spider that wriggled and jiggled inside her. She swallowed the spider to catch the fly. I don't know why she swallowed the fly. Perhaps she'll die. Right? So that, what a hog to swallow a dog, and fancy that to swallow a cat. Just these fun, playful little phrases, and I think as the reader, or as a kind of narrator in this sense, have fun with that. Feel that joy, feel that kind of silliness, maybe get into character a little bit, tisk tisk old lady, what are you doing eating dogs? Yeah. Another note about the visual reference of this is that it grows and grows and grows. I have students who will sometimes reference that, right? They'll say, oh, it's getting bigger, whether they're thinking about the animals or about this actual cutout. So it's a nice reference, for lack of a better word, again, in that way. Now, note about this kind of playful starting go. So you can do what you want with it. If you don't feel comfortable or confident enough to start off with that, which admittedly can feel a little awkward to start a group, coming into a space, maybe it's a space with students who are pretty new to you, and asking them to play along, and more importantly, a more difficult task is asking the staff to play along too. So you can just start with a rhythm, and then once everyone starts getting engaged around that, maybe the next lesson or the next time you come in, say, all right, this time I don't want to just start, I need your help, right? I feel as if asking an audience or asking a group of young learners to help you to take part in this reading is important, right? Because listening to a story shouldn't just be a passive experience. It should be active to really get what you can from the story, whether that's a theme, whether that's vocabulary, whether that's just a little bit of joy. You need to take part in it. So, coming into a space, I might start with just the rhythm, then ask them to take part, but then eventually I won't start until someone's ready to start. And this is a really subtle cue. So I might go there and keep my hand up, and if no one's really picking up, be like, oh, who's gonna get us started? I need someone to start us. And depending on the student, someone can make a vocalization. They could say the word, they could put their hand down, they can tap, they can move their body in some way. That lets me know that it's like a sign to go. But this is only once I've really established a rapport with the classroom, both staff and students. But it might look like right, have some fun with it to cue people in and engage them. There, who's gonna get us started? Here we go. There was an old lady who swallowed a cow. I don't know how. She swallowed a cow. She swallowed the cow to catch the dog. What a hog to swallow a dog. She swallowed the dog to catch the cat. Well, fancy that, to swallow a cat. She swallowed the cat to catch the bird. How absurd to swallow a bird. She swallowed the bird to catch the spider that wriggled and wiggled and jiggled inside her. She swallowed the spider to catch the fly. I don't know why she swallowed the fly. Perhaps she'll die. There was an old lady who swallowed a horse. She's dead, of course. She swallowed the horse to catch the cow. I don't know how. She swallowed the cow. Swallowed the cow to catch the dog. What a hog to swallow a dog. She swallowed the dog to catch the cat. Fancy that, to swallow a cat. She swallowed the cat to catch the bird. How absurd to swallow a bird. She swallowed the bird to catch the spider that wriggled and wiggled and jiggled inside. She swallowed the spider to catch the fly. I don't know why she swallowed the fly. Perhaps she'll die. So 2 quick notes before we close. If this is a little too fast for you, or if reading at this pace seems like it would be a challenge, then take it slower. I like to really get moved by the energy of the book. So the more words there are, the faster and faster and faster I like to go while still retaining clarity. But I've had a good amount of experience as a poet, as a reader, as a public speaker, so those sorts of things are a bit more natural to me. But if you're just starting off and are interested in this, take it a bit slower. She swallowed the cow to catch the dog. What a hog to swallow a dog. She swallowed the dog to catch the cat. Fancy that, she swallowed a cat. What I'm showing you is sort of an over-exaggeration of it, or how I might do it to really engage a classroom. But go at your own pace. The rhythm is what's important. And finally, I like this version of the story because at the end, she's dead, of course, which sounds a little fraught for a children's book perhaps, but I think it's a very real theme. And so often children's books don't acknowledge that children do understand, do experience these kind of things, right? Children lose people the same way we lose people. And books like this offer a kind of fun outlet, right? If we can talk about it, if we can play with this idea, then we can really begin to understand it. And I think for young children or young learners especially, it's a sort of stepping stone to self-expression and more importantly, self-advocacy around these tough ideas. So thanks for watching and listening. I hope you learned a little something. If you'd like to just hear me read this book without stopping for commentary, click on the read aloud above. And please don't forget to subscribe for more videos, educational content, and other good stuff like some poetry of mine. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.